Yes. So D&D 2024 is now officially called D&D 5.5e.
Well, that's good to hear because the community have been calling it 5.5 for a long time online. And I know we've casually referred to it as that way. But what makes this official?
The fact that is the Wizards made an announcement saying it was official was number one. And number two, on D&D Beyond, that is now how the game is officially referred to. So if you go on to D&D Beyond, then you see content for various versions of the game, versions of the game. They will be categorized as 5e or D&D 5.5e.
And you had a little giggle there at when you used the word edition or version, Russ. Why was that?
Well, you see, what does the E mean in 5.5e? What does it stand for? What do you think it stands
Edition.
Excitement.
D&D excitement. So it's D&D 5 excitement and D&D 5.5 excitement.
Yes.
Exactly. So that E. Well, I'll let the viewers and the listeners decide what they think the E stands for, but clearly it is not edition because D&D 5.5 is not a new edition, apparently.
They have told us it's not a new edition.
It's not a new edition. They say it's a new version, which is a totally different thing.
Yeah. And I will observe here, which will be a comment that Russ will have no context for whatsoever, but many other listeners might, which is that there is no war in passing, say. But let's just move on.
I have no idea what that meant. Anyway.
I did, in fact, say that you'd have no idea what I meant.
You were correct.
Yes.
I was correct, yes.
They tell the future.
So we do have they did this is their reasoning for it. Okay. So they say earlier on the 2024 rules were referred to differently. As D&D Beyond evolved and more players used both versions side by side, it became clear that 5.5e matches how the community already talks about the game and made things easier to understand.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, in the comments as well, Rivers says it's great to see Wizards of the Coast finally listening to the community on the change and ditching the misunderstood D&D 2024 branding. So
what is interesting, the books aren't going to change. This is all just on D&D Beyond, but the books are still just going to say Dungeons and Dragons on them.
Yeah.
So back in 3rd edition times, we had D&D 3rd edition, and then we had D&D 3.5. 3.5 was actually right there on the cover.
Yeah.
It was officially called Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 there on the cover of the books.
Yes.
In this case, they're not doing that. They're still just calling it Dungeons and Dragons on the books. It's just that when you go to D&D Beyond, that is how the different content types are going to be categorized and sorted.
But I'm wondering if the third-party community is going to be able to do that, because we've got a crowdfunder coming up that is for 5th edition, and we need to specify that it is for 5 and 5.5 will work with both of them because that's an event, so it does. But people will ask and want to know because it matters, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to know what this E stands for if it's not edition. I need to know.
Well, it's the same edition. They've told us that several times. It would be impossible to doubt them. Impossible. What kind of?
I guess the question is, they say it's not an edition; it's a version, a rules update or version. I guess the question is, are edition and version synonyms?
I mean, I think so. Can we get some English language nerds in to confirm? But
there's overlap between the words. They're not exact synonyms, but there's definitely overlap between those two words. But anyway, so this graphic that I was showing, the logo, that is not an official logo in any way. That is one that I made. So I just needed a graphic to show the point. But they're not coming out with any new logos or anything like that.
The answer to your question according to thesaurus.com is yes.
Yes, they are synonyms.
Someone in the chat has
quite strong synonyms.
There we go. Someone in the chat has E stands for edited.
Maybe.
Which is quite funny, and I like that.
But 5e also has an E.
They also edited that book. They edit all the books.
If
you check the credits, all the books have editors. So
okay, fair enough.
That's what it stands for.
Well, Fine.
Anyway, move on for this. 5.5 is official, which is great because we've all had a giggle about it, and now we can move on.
We can now move on.
Now it's 2026, and they've confirmed that 2024 is 5.5.
Yes.